Hi, I'm David, and I'm hopelessly in love. Today was finally the day. I waited for my wife at the altar. The pastor was all ready to go, and I was very excited. My wife Angela was the sweetest, most amazing woman I'd ever met, and I couldn't wait to marry her. But the minutes dragged on, and she missed her cue to enter the hall. When they went to look for her, she was missing. She didn't even leave a note, and it broke my heart. The wedding was called off. The mystery deepened, however, when they couldn't find her anywhere. She didn't tell her parents, her friends, anyone. She just ran off with no trace. The police questioned me about where she might go. But the days went on, and they still had no leads at all. Some people even thought I did it to avoid marrying her. But nobody knew where she was. I still didn't want to give up hope that they'd find her. I knew Angela wasn't the kind of woman to just run off like this. But time went on, and there was still no sign of Angela. She was gone. I was heartbroken. Angela had been such a great girlfriend, and I loved her so much. I still couldn't believe she was gone. But days became months, and soon, almost 2 years had passed. I was still living by myself and couldn't get over Angela. She was the best thing to have ever happened to me. But as time went by, I began to see her face everywhere. Nearly every woman I passed, I thought was her for a brief moment. Just as I started thinking about seeing a therapist, one woman actually did look like Angela. I rubbed my eyes, but it didn't go away. She looked just like her. I had to talk with her, so I walked up to say hello and get a closer look. Angela? Is that you?
David? What are you doing here?
I couldn't believe my eyes. It really was Angela. Now was my chance, so I asked her the one burning question on my mind. What happened? Where have you been? I was worried sick about you.
It's a long story.
She explained that on the morning of our wedding, her ex-boyfriend showed up at her apartment with his guard. He demanded that she come with him, or he'd cause her a lot of problems. Angela was scared because he was a millionaire and had enough money to follow through with his threats, so she followed him. She didn't let anyone know where she went because she was scared what her ex would do to them or her. She started to cry. The last 2 years were horrible. The ex-boyfriend had forced her to go on dates with him and keep her locked up in his mansion for a long time. She had only gotten out today to go grocery shopping. That's awful. But I think I can help you. I have a plan. I let Angela go back to her shopping, but not before I got some information from her, like her ex-boyfriend's address and workplace. Apparently, he's a CEO of a big company. I tried to go to the police with what I found, but they told me unless I had evidence, they couldn't arrest anyone. I think they were just scared of the ex-boyfriend and his money. So, after a quick stop to get what I needed for the plan, I headed to his offices. I met a big security guard outside the doors, who asked what I was doing there. I'm here to see the boss. I've got an interview with him. That did the trick nicely, and I was let in immediately. I found his office and knocked. He called for me to come in, and I was soon face to face with the man who stole my wife from me. I had to resist the urge to punch his smug face. I'm here to ask you about something important. I heard you had a position open for a bodyguard, and I'm here to fill it. I don't need any more bodyguards. I already have enough. Oh, really? I heard you had another person who needed guarding. Isn't that right? Are you sure you have enough for her too? Maybe the staff you hired aren't as capable as you thought. He was suspicious of me, and I was sweating bullets through my fake suit. I hoped he didn't see right through my plan. He didn't seem smart, but I knew you couldn't become a CEO by being stupid. Still, it seemed like it was working, and I knew that he loved to brag. Huh, you mean Angela? She doesn't need any guards. She does whatever I tell her to. She is my girlfriend after all. Besides, I have money and power. That's all I need to keep her there. If she even thinks of running away from me, I can make her whole family's lives miserable. Thank you, sir. I guess I'll be leaving then. I left the building happy as can be. All I needed now was the police. This time, I had all the evidence I needed. As soon as I showed them, they raced to the office building with a bunch of officers. They burst into the room and placed the CEO under arrest. Hey, what's the meaning of this? I haven't done anything wrong. Oh, really? What about capturing my wife Angela and forcing her to date you? You have no proof. I didn't do anything like that. When I went to see him to ask about the job as a bodyguard, I had actually brought a small microphone that I slipped into my pocket. He had no idea I was recording him bragging about capturing Angela and threatening her family. Once the police heard all of that, they were finally ready to arrest this scumbag. They searched his mansion and found Angela locked up in her room and set her free. Finally, Angela and I were able to be together again. I knew I shouldn't give up. I want to tell you that this is where the story ends, with Angela and I getting a happy ever after, but that's not exactly the case. With the ex-boyfriend under arrest, he was still able to hire some of his workers to harass us and track Angela down again. So we ended up having to move countries to escape him. We went to Sweden, where we live now. It's a peaceful place, and far, far away from the CEO and his men. Angela and I are pretty happy now. Even though we're still getting used to this new place, it's better than being anywhere close to that disgusting ex-boyfriend. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.